with how this works. I've been on 5 presidential campaigns. People are always coming forward with opposition research, and generally you have lower level staffers receive the information, you decide what to do with it. But when you have 3 top officials from the campaign meeting with someone they don't even know their name and not really sure what they're talking about, that raises questions. And the way they shove this under the rug for so long, I think that raises concerns.
So, but Alice, I just want to talk to you about that, because obviously what has been said is that all candidates, all campaigns, if they got some sort of juicy email suggesting Oppo research on their opponent, of course they would go to that meeting. So what does it tell you that the campaign chairman and a top advisor to the candidate went?
It means that they expected to get some valuable information. And the key is, like I said, this happens all the time. Campaigns are always searching for opposition research. The main difference is we're talking about receiving it from the Russian government. Anyone with half a brain would immediately call the FBI. And you go back a year ago when Robbie spoke about this, the questions of Russian leaks and whether or not Russians were involved in spreading information that would discredit Hillary and help the Trump campaign. Donald Trump Jr. criticized Robbie and said that he was a disgusting liar and questioned his moral compass. And I think that's the concern. He knew exactly what was going on. He knew what Robbie said, and others and journalists were exactly right in what they claimed. However, tried to discredit them. And I think that is the concern. I think moving forward, this isn't going to be about something that might be illegal. It might be improper. I don't think it's about a crime. It's about credibility. And it's not about litigation, it's about the repeated lies we have surrounding the story, which continues to raise many more questions.
Hey, Robbie, I want to ask you about one thing that keeps coming up. We have had probably a dozen guests, supporters of Donald Trump, Republicans, say this, which is, aha, the Clinton campaign did the same thing. They met with the Ukrainians. They got opposition research from the Ukrainians. So why is the media focusing on this? Why don't you focus on what Hillary did? What's your response?
I literally have no idea what they're talking about.
You didn't go to Ukraine, you or someone on the campaign. You did not go to the Ukraine to get opposition research.
No, absolutely not. And what I do know happened was that reporters got information directly from the Ukrainians of secret accounts where Paul Manafort, Trump's campaign manager, was receiving millions of dollars for work that he was doing to help a Kremlin-backed candidate.
So that you did get?
No, I'm saying reporters got that. I read about it in the paper like everybody else. I think they're trying to confuse us. To my knowledge,
but just to be clear, because they've said it so many times, you don't know of any meeting. No. With a Ukrainian, forget going to the Ukraine. You don't know of any meeting between a Ukrainian and the Hillary Clinton campaign?
No, not at all. And I think I would have been told, you know, to the points that have been raised earlier, I think if foreign nationals were reaching out to us with opposition research, there would have been a very deliberate discussion about how to manage that, both from a concern, you know, legally and ethically, but also concern for staffers. You know, we don't want our staff getting in trouble. And you know, the other thing I'd just point out here that's interesting about this, we had people coming to us all the time, particularly a lot of workers and contractors that got stiffed by Donald Trump. These people were vetted very carefully before anybody talked to them, but also, you know, relatively sort of middle or junior staffers on the campaigns were the ones who interacted with them. So either the Trump campaign thought this information was so important that they needed the most senior people, or they thought it was so secret that they didn't want more junior people reaching out and having these conversations.
Or they're newbies and they're neophytes, not Paul Manafort. I guess that flies in the face of that.
Not Paul Manafort, yeah. And I, you know, look, Paul Manafort has a lot of questions to answer about Ukraine. So I think this is, you know, just a lot of dust that's getting kicked up.
Alice, I want to play for you what one of the top counselors to President Trump, Kellyanne Conway, said about this on New Day. Listen.
You have Donald Jr., who went from saying, I never met with anybody from Russia, I never met with anybody that had anything to do with Russia. Now he's saying he met with someone to get Oppo research on Hillary Clinton, who was connected to the Kremlin. These questions
said the word opposition
matter.
Research. Keep on saying opposition research the way you guys constantly vomit words like collusion and Russian interference and affecting the election, all of which you have no evidence.
For me, this was opposition research. They had something, you know, maybe concrete evidence to all the stories I've been hearing about.
Alice, what do you think about their responses to all of this?
I think it needs to be a lot more concise, and from their standpoint, if they say there is no there, put it all out on the table. Let's get it all out there. Let's let Mueller do his investigation, and let's put this behind us, because it is a tremendous, tremendous distraction. And I think we can't continue to say that Trump Jr.'s naivete back in the time makes this okay. Let's get it all out there. Let's put it behind us, because to be quite honest, there are a lot of Republicans in this town that want to do good work. And unfortunately, they're engaged in verbal gymnastics, trying to distance themselves from this, or trying to say, let's let the investigation play out. And they can't get their legislative accomplishments done. And I think that's important. I think the credibility issue right now is important, and it's putting a stop on making the ability for Republicans to have legislative accomplishments. So I think get it all out there, let's put it behind us, and move on to what the American people really care about.
There you go. Alice Stewart, Robbie Milk, thank you very much for being
Thanks,
here.
Allison.
Chris.
Good conversation. The Kremlin says there is no proof Russia interfered in the U.S. election. They say that these Donald Jr. emails should be dismissed and there's nothing to investigate. That's the Kremlin. Is that a legitimate basis for defense on these matters? What does this mean to our democracy? We will hear from former CIA and NSA Director Michael Hayden next.
There's nothing worse than having to drive in the pouring rain. Your wipers just can't do the job. Introducing White New Rainbrella, the longest lasting windshield rain repellent. It's like you're driving under an umbrella. Just wipe on, wipe off. Now watch as the untreated side has little visibility in heavy rain, while the rain is no match for Rainbrella. We even poured mud over this windshield. The mud just rolls right off the Rainbrella side. Rainbrella does it all. Available at fine retailers.
Impressive. War for the Planet of the Apes, rated PG-13.
Smile.
No matter how well you provide for your family today, if you don't have life insurance, their future may be at risk. Think about what would happen if you were gone. Would they struggle to pay the bills and face an uncertain future? They don't have to. You can help guarantee those you love $200,000, $500,000, $750,000 or more with life insurance through AIG Direct. We'll help you get more for your money, up to 70% more. Just look, less than $14 a month buys a 40-year-old man a $250,000 term life policy. That's up to 3 times what you can get from other companies for the same price. No wonder millions of people rely on AIG companies. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation. Make the future more secure for those you love. Call now so you can sleep better at night.
For a free quote, call 1-800-728-3009 or visit AIGDirect.com.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.
The newly updated Spectrum TV app is available on more devices, so you can enjoy your TV in more ways than ever before. You can stream live TV in the living room, on demand in the dining room, search for shows in the study, or set your DVR from any other room you might have, even this room, whatever this room is supposed to be. So download the Spectrum TV app today and experience more TV. Need some furniture.
I owed the IRS a lot of money. I did not know what I was going to do. I was receiving telephone calls, I was receiving letters from the IRS. I needed somebody to make me feel like they were there for me, that they were going to fight for me. Optima Tax took care of everything.